Hey, what is going on, everyone? Tom here, the consultant. Welcome back to the channel. Today is January 25th, Wednesday, 2023. It is approximately about 5 till 11 Eastern Standard Time. So it's about an hour before midnight. But we are taking a look at some technical analysis leading into Thursday, the 26th. In order to kind of get prepped for the market. So let's go ahead and of course start off with the leader of the pack, the infamous Bitcoin BTC. So as I just kind of looking at market structure, from the beginning of the year, since that's it's the most prominent move here, we kind of have our first flag pattern. With consolidation here around 21,000 kind of being the mean, and then another run up breaking the 21,000, about 480, 21,480, maybe 21,500 level, breaking that and creating another leg on the flag pattern, and then we've been in this consolidation zone since I think since last Friday, so almost an entire week, which is, I think, pretty consistent with kind of how long this has been. I would almost think maybe we might see another move either up or to the downside here within the next 2 or 3 days. I think we're definitely probably going to see that, a directional confirmation of where we're going, leading into out of January and into February, going forward. So hopefully you were paying attention in the last video where I was talking about waiting for a retest and confirmation, especially on Bitcoin, during this consolidation part of the flag. I believe we had already established this first initial low that gave us the consolidation range from the previous high to the most recent low, which would be right here at the 22,287. Okay, and then so my intuition on this, my thoughts on this were to wait for another confirmation, since we were still kind of going sideways and there was really no definitive looking action to the upside. We got that not once but twice before moving up. So hopefully, I'm hoping you guys were paying attention and you guys were able to kind of take advantage of this pullback towards the 22,300 area. Hopefully you guys got a hold of that, took some profit, on the way up. Not saying you had to get it just right. No, nobody's perfect. So, I myself, I got out a little early. I didn't trade Bitcoin, but I did trade ETH, and so hopefully you guys took advantage of that. Now, as far as kind of where we're gonna go for the remainder of the week, I think if we kind of go back and we look at this previous consolidation pattern, I mean, it ran about a week, so it's like Friday to roughly Friday before we broke out again. So I think we got maybe another day or two before we see a definitive breakout to the upside or the downside, or hell, who knows. We could just be going flat through the weekend, but you never know. This happened on a Friday evening, and then we consolidated through the weekend and through up to today. So nobody knows, but I think this right here was our chance to really kind of get into a move. And hopefully you guys were able to kind of take part of that. For me, I'm probably going to be sitting on my hands until we kind of see a definitive up or down, at least with Bitcoin. So that's all I got to say for Bitcoin. Let's kind of move on to ETH. All right, so Ethereum was kind of in a different, little bit of a different situation than Bitcoin. Now you see some squiggly lines here and some arrows. Now, as far as the arrows, I think we were back here, and I was kind of on the fence, whether or not, saying that, if we break this, we'll go up, we'll come back down, wait for confirmation, right? Wait for retest, confirmation of the support, or I guess breaking the resistance. Hoping it, turns over to support, and we continue to either consolidate or go further up. We didn't see that here. We tested, and it's failed, not once, but twice. And then it's continued to kind of consolidate, and kind of more in a downward direction. And again, here, I was also talking about in my last video, we need to watch for a potential head and shoulders pattern. And I was talking about a potential, since we failed on this, not once but twice. I think this is, this right here was key this week, as was this low and this retest. So I think, this is a pretty strong support at 1506 or 1505. And, I think we saw that here. We saw that back here last week, and again on Wednesday, and we saw it again, on Tuesday. So what we need to be careful of is exactly this. Now, the squiggly line is just there for reference, to kind of make out what the head and shoulders pattern is. So if you're curious, if you want a little bit more detailed documentation on what the head and shoulders pattern is, I'll leave a link down in the description, so you can go check that out. I think it's just on Investopedia. It's kind of where I get that. But essentially, we have the left shoulder, the head, and then the formation, the possible formation of a right shoulder. Now, the initial head and shoulders pattern is a bearish pattern, meaning we come up, we break up to the upside, but we fail to push higher. Instead, we come down, we go up and fail to make a higher high. Instead, we have a high and then a lower high, come back down to support, and support fails. Okay, that's ideally how the head and shoulders pattern works. So essentially, cut this pattern, from here over and just kind of mirror it. Okay, so that's kind of what that means. Essentially, if we break this, we'll probably come back down to about 1350. Okay, that's kind of what that references. However, these are chart patterns. The market does, at the end of the day, the market will do whatever the market wants to. Okay, we could go up, we could come back down, and we could just go right back up. We could just consolidate going sideways for the next month or two. But the thing is these are chart patterns. They do have a certain degree of probability. I don't necessarily know that with the head and shoulders pattern, but to be honest, I would be cautious of shorting. However, I would probably wait for another, wait to see what this does. Again, I'm probably going to be sitting on my hands, to see what this does, whether we go up and we do, I may wait and see if I can get a breakout play. Or if it comes back down, I will definitely be a buyer back down here at like 1520, 1525. But the play I did, I think I made it yesterday. It was actually up here. I ended up DCAing down. I loaded up pretty heavy down here in order to bring my DCA down to about 1570. I'm not going to lie, I was about 130, 140 in the hole while it was down here while I was DCAing. But I was able to get out at about 615. So I was pretty happy about that. It was a pretty good win. But really, that's all I got to say for ETH. Like I said, right now I don't really have a recommendation on whether it's going up or down. I'm just going to be sitting on my hands for ETH. in terms of directional movement, kind of again either waiting for another pullback and DCAing back down, or waiting for this breakout. So let's move on to BNB. BNB is kind of in the same position, but kind of in what I thought was going to be a inverse head and shoulders. So kind of take what ETH has and flip it upside down. Essentially this would be the left shoulder, the head would be down here, and the formation of the right shoulder would be over here. Now it kind of looks like we already had our breakout and it rejected. Pretty good. Our higher high breakout was was rejected. Again, we were waiting for a retest and confirmation. We did not get that due to the rejection. And who knows, this this may actually still break out to the other side. But to me, I think this is just swing number one. This is this was a strike number one here. I think we definitely have another chance at breaking, or at least retesting 318. I think retesting is a better phrase for that. Before we move back down, I could be totally wrong. We could just be moving back down since this is a lower high. I'll just put that in there to remind myself. Lower high. So let me see. Lower high. And actually, to be honest, I haven't looked at these charts it's been since probably earlier today. So you're kind of getting the raw footage, the raw guessing here of what's going on, the raw look. So not saying the inverse head and shoulders pattern is completely done, because these patterns don't form and look exactly the same every single time. So there's a certain degree of variance that you need to kind of be aware of. What I take most into consideration is the distance. If you go back and look at one of my recommendations as far as chart patterns, I do actually recommend the Chart Patterns book by Bruce Kamich. What he talks about in that book is some people only look at the structure of the pattern and not necessarily the distance, the amount of time each side takes to form. So that's something that I take into consideration pretty greatly. So but this is matching up pretty good, but from what I'm seeing as I'm talking through this, we had that higher high breakout, it failed. We had another run up. Again, this is a 4-hour chart, so we had that run up to what is that, 314, and it stopped there, and it's kind of pulled back since. So technically right now this is a lower high, which we might be looking at another pullback and possibly another retest of 292. So again, I think right now I'm going to be sitting on my hands until we are I don't like to trade in the middle of this range. Don't trade, don't do that. Wait for either the bottom or a breakout. So that's all I got it for BNB. Let's go ahead and move on to Litecoin. Let's see, Litecoin still looking good. As far as, I'm just gonna move that out of the way, wait for support and confirmation. So let's move that out of the way. So we have this high. We did come back down, and I think this is a good confirmation of support at 83.25 ish, right? Support. I think that was a pretty good confirmation there, and we tested the, what is that? It's 91.57, I think. We tested that. In my opinion, we tested it the first time on last Friday, the 20th, so that would be Friday evening, last Friday in the evening, and then we tested it again on Saturday, so that'd be strike 2, and then again on Monday morning. That would be strike 3. We did get a close above, but it looked like that was pretty short-lived as it turned around before the opening bell in the U.S. market. So, and then we tested it again, and then again. So this 91.57 is turning out to be pretty strong resistance, in my opinion. So I'm gonna mark this one here as well. Come on. No, I don't want the sticky. Oh, it's because I had that turned on. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if you're looking at this, look at the highs. Look at how it's being rejected. These are all pretty long wicks to the top. That means the bears are in favor of. The bulls are not as strong as we thought at this price. So I think it is pretty safe to say that we are probably going to see another pullback and possibly another retest. So one thing I do want to take a look at, let's see if I can line this up. See if I remember how to do this. So okay. So as far as these wave patterns, I've never been really too great at these, but one thing I do kind of like to kind of keep into consideration is, you know, the higher highs, the highs, the higher highs, the lows, and the lower lows. Okay, so I think in this term, so we had a high back here on last Saturday. In order, you know, we created this low. We did break this previous high, creating a higher high. However, we ended up creating a lower low past our previous low. So I think, in my opinion, at this point, if we cross this, if we start closing below here, you know, we are probably gonna see 83.25 again. So that's kind of where I'm thinking about this right now, is potentially it's pretty much this setup right here. All right, so yeah, as far as this, I would again, I'm probably going to be sitting on my hands for even Litecoin, at least buying any more. But I will definitely be a buyer if we start coming back at 86 and 83. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm probably going to make another video on this. It's been a while. I just normally I do all of this in my head, so I'm not used to actually drawing it out. I may actually start doing that for you guys, but yeah. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So if we start really, you know, really testing this 86, and we start to fail and we start to close below, I think 83.25 is definitely in the books. And then hopefully not, but you know, the 78 price would follow as well. So, and I think at that point, if we break this, I think we would be somewhat in a hopefully short-term downtrend for more consolidation before we swing back up at a higher time frame. All right, so that's all I got for Litecoin. Let's move on to FTM, Phantom. Phantom's kind of, in my opinion, been holding quite strong. I mean, as you can see here, since the beginning of the year, we've been literally, literally January 1st. We've kind of been in this really, really nice, gradual, elegant uptrend. And yeah, I've had to have this little note here that says be patient, because I mean, if you know anything about how FTM runs, even though it's a 40-cent coin, and if you're using a lot of leverage to trade, you know, like 25 times or even 50 times, you can buy a lot of FTM, and it can swing pretty good. You know, it can swing pretty good. Okay, it's, you know, sometimes 2-3 cents at a time. Yeah, see, this one's almost 3.5. And there were a couple in here that were like 2 cents, 2.5 cents, 1.5, 2.5. Those are pretty good moves. So, all right. As far as FTM goes, I mean, we can kind of do the same thing here that I was talking about at the beginning of this market structure. Let's see. It's not going to be perfect, but you know, zero, I don't really, you know, when it gets this big, I don't really take into consideration that first one too much. But you know, as far as ABC, this is kind of what I'm looking at. You know, this, geez, these lines are kind of getting crazy. But they're my lines, so I understand them, but sometimes I have to kind of explain them to you guys, so you guys stay with me here. So our B, you know, we would not technically be in a downtrend until we broke, you know, this B level. Okay, you know, this right here, this confirmed our higher high when we broke the A leg here, and you know, C is our higher high, but as you can see right here, we do in fact have our higher high, but we also have, damn it, okay, move, come on, there we go. All right, we have a lower low. we have a higher high, our lower low, and it does, I mean, it kind of looks like some of the other ones that we've been looking at, you know, with you know, following that trend of the market. So higher high, a pullback, retest, which is kind of a retest of the 35.72 level, and a push back up to create a lower high and a rejection of the 41.90 level. So again, I think it's very possible that we're going to pull back, you know, probably, you know, maybe the next 2 days. So just kind of food for thought. In terms of this right now, there's really not a whole lot going on as far as market structure. It's just, you know, we're kind of in between, you know, a lot of these ranges at the moment. So it kind of makes it hard to justify opening up a position right in the middle. So, but yeah, that is pretty much the gist of you know, my take on the technical analysis leading into Thursday. Again, it's been a fun, wild beginning of the year. January has definitely proven to be a bull, hopefully the beginning of a long-term bull run, you know, at least, you know, for some part of the year. Okay, I mean, it can't go up forever. It's gotta, what goes up must come down. We all know that. If we've been in the, you know, the market for any length of time, you know exactly how that is. So but I do want to note one thing before I sign off here. My website, theconsultant.trade, is up. There's not a whole lot on there. I'm still working on getting a lot of my blogs that I have written in the past. Well, not in the past, like within like the last month. I was doing a lot of writing in December. It's just really kind of putting those together, getting them on the website. I've got a lot of I'm going to start putting these technical analysis videos on my website as well, along with these key levels. Let me know if you guys like the key levels hanging out on the left side of the screen for, you know, as long as they do. I try to keep them up there because, you know, some of the stuff, if you follow along, does kind of take a little bit of time to kind of translate over, but at least you will have the website to reference. If you don't want to watch the video, you can go over to my website, check out the key levels, and then, you know, reference the video later on. I am going to be looking at a way to, you know, maybe publish these on TradingView, and you guys can follow that as well. Let's go to my home. Is it home? I think it's home. Come on, TradingView. I don't know why I did this over here. No, it's not home. Okay. Let's come on. There we go. Yeah, so I haven't posted anything here in quite a while. So October, is this even? Yeah, so October. It's been a while, but I may actually start doing that on TradingView and kind of creating some backlinks back and forth here. So just kind of, you know, get you guys to either, you know, if you don't want to watch the video, you can go to the website. If you don't want to, you know, if you want to take those numbers and you don't want to copy them down, you can go to TradingView and check it out. So you guys got options. You got options. I'm here. I'm trying to help. You know, this helps me as well when I reiterate this stuff. So You know, if you guys want, check out TradingView, give me a follow. Unfortunately, they don't have any discounts for me to give. I don't know. I don't think their affiliate stuff is very good. They have these things called tokens. I'm not interested in tokens, so don't need to worry about that. But anyway, yeah, go over there on TradingView, the Consultant 45. You can check me out and give me a follow. I've got a whole 3 follows left to do. So, all right, guys. If you're interested in any of the other tools that you know that I use, there's links down in the description. However, I would encourage you to visit the website. In the under tools, there is actually, you know what? Hold on. Let's go over here. We're just gonna go to the website. So this is my website. There's not very much on it right now. There's you know, the technical analysis from the 24th. Let's dive into this real fast. Show you what this is gonna look like. So yeah, you're gonna have the video, the key levels here, and kind of some pictures. These pictures are from today, unfortunately, because I didn't take them before I put this one up here. But you can get some key levels and kind of some of my notes. And okay, but anyway, the tools. Let's check out the tools. All right, so the tools, Jigsaw Day Trader. This is something that is not in my description down below. Okay, so I do have some discount codes. I was able to get some discount codes. So $30 off, $100 off, $150 off, and even 10%. You know, some of these, like Day Trader Independent, Day Trader Independent, Day Trader Professional, Day Trader Institutional, stuff like that. All of those are trading education, and when you buy those, you get the platform with it. So it's kind of a win-win. You get the platform and you get the education that trains you on how to use order flow with the platform. Really good. You know, this platform again is used by you know, proprietary trading firms all around the world. So highly recommend them. Check out the links if you're interested in a discount, which I don't think I show that down in my down in the description. So check that out. And I've got some other videos here. So there's more to come on the website. I am working diligently, very hard on the website. I literally just got this up this morning. So I've been putting it off for way too long, trying to write too much stuff. So it'll be coming together really fast, really soon. So go check it out. Sign up. It's free for right now. So it will always be free. I don't plan on adding a paywall for anything unless you know. Anyway, that is way down the road. Don't worry about that, guys. But go over here, sign up, and you know, you should be able to get the newsletter whenever I make a post. So, all right. This video is way too long. I'm signing off. Have a good one, guys. I will see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay decentralized. Later, guys.